too much drag or not enough drag, and either one of those aren't going to provide the benefits that we know that we want to provide to the skin. And then cleansing, secondary, right? Each of these activating cleansers have a cleansing system associated with them to help them clean the skin for the different skin types, and it varies very widely. Individuals who are using the oily activating cleanser have a higher surfactant load than something, actually the dry has no surfactants in it, it's more of a cold cream, and then you get betaines and different things like that, so it's balanced for those specific skin types. And again, contact, low foam. We were really concerned about this going in to LumiSpa, was the low foam, because foam's fun, right? Everyone loves something that foams, right? It's a pleasant experience, right? And Asian markets especially love, and I mean love, they have a passion for foam, okay? They foam this product up in their hand, and they like use it as a sponge on their face, and if they touch their face with their hand, oh my gosh, okay? So we knew we had a hurdle to overcome, but we didn't want these to foam. And in fact, we did studies with foaming cleansers, and we found that they had a tendency to be drying to the skin, and that they became uncomfortable to individuals. And so low foam is actually a very specific product characteristic that we've made for these activating cleansers in order for them to provide the sensations that we wanted with this system. And then, lastly, is we needed to make sure everything worked well together, right? I mean, and obviously this wasn't lastly, because this was part of the entire process moving on, right? Is every step along the way, any change to one of the activating cleansers had to be tested with the surface. All of the changes that we made to the surfaces had to be tested with the activating cleansers, because these were created in concert with each other. It wasn't like we decided, well, let's make these surfaces, and what product are we going to put with it? What do you think? Should we use that one? I don't know. How about this? No, that wasn't the way it was. Everything was created in parallel with each other, because they were created as a system from the very, very beginning. It wasn't one before the other. All right, and then I just love this video, can I just say? So, hopefully... Sorry, that's loud. I don't know how to turn on the volume, though. Okay, everyone cover their ears. So, what I want you to focus on is the movement of the Jell-O, okay? And we all know Jell-O moves, right? But the movement of the Jell-O with the LumiSpa is very synonymous to the movement that you get with the skin. And I want you to notice that it doesn't just happen under the surface, right? It's happening all around the surface. The surface of the head, not the surface of the Jell-O, right? Obviously, the surface of the Jell-O is going to be moving. What I was meant to say is that under the treatment head, okay, the silicone head, I'm remembering my audience. My apologies. Under the silicone head, obviously it's moving, right, because you've got that 2 cents movement. But even around it, you see that the Jell-O is still moving, and that's what's important. Okay, my apologies. Okay, let's try this. The magic is in the movement, because that's really what it is. And how many of you experienced this with LumiSpa, where you're doing it and it's like jiggling everything around it? Normally, I'll be honest, I don't like the jiggle, right? I don't like to jiggle, but I like it when my face jiggles with the LumiSpa, because I know that that means that there's more than just cleansing going on, right? I know that there's other skin benefits being helped along the way with it. The other thing is that LumiSpa is about personalization, okay? So you take this gentleman, What do you think his name is? Leo? Ryan? I don't know. We made him up. Sean? This is Sean, okay? Sean is 35 years old. He's got facial hair, as we can see. Combination skin, tough skin, and occasional acne. So what products would be good for him, right? I would probably say the LumiSpa normal combo with the firm head. If he gets an acne flare-up, then maybe we'd switch him to either the normal head or the gentle head for those situations. Maybe he's got some acne on hand from time to time, just to make sure that if he gets, again, in those flare-ups, that he has the right products available to it, right? This is Susie, right? Susie, yeah. Susie is 27 years old. She's a professional. You can tell. She looks the part. She has redness and sensitivity. She's obviously a makeup user. And she's worried about aging, though. So what would be good for her? Well, because she has redness and sensitivity, we definitely want her to use the gentle head and likely the sensitive activating cleanser. If she has other issues that maybe aren't listed here, maybe she has a little bit of oiliness, maybe she would use normal the combo from time to time, okay, just to counteract that.
With the gentle head.
With the gentle head, yes. Yes. And then this is Emma. Emma has dry skin around her eyes and wrinkles and thin skin and easily irritated skin. So what would be best for her? Again, the sensitive, she could use either the gentle or the normal depending on how her skin is feeling. And I don't know about you, but I do this a lot. I have my array of heads and a couple different cleansers at home, and depending on how my skin feels, or maybe what I'm going to be putting my skin through. For example, I'll go back to the fact that I like to spend time outside on a mountain bike, right? And if I'm outside a lot, right, and I'm in the sun, and I get a little bit of windburn or a little bit of a sunburn, I definitely like to use the gentle head. Where there are other times when I'm like, oh, my skin, I just need that a really aggressive feel, and so I want the firm. But my normal is, I like the normal. That's my go-to. That's the one that I stick with for the most part. Yes?
But can you use the normal head with a sensitive skin or not?
You can. You can use the normal head with the sensitive activate.
But the gentle is softer?
Exactly. The gentle is softer. And that's a really good question. So, because we're R&D, okay, and we're kind of meticulous, all right? So when we first decided that, or we knew that we had to launch the LumiSpa system without the gentle head, we were a little bit apprehensive about that because we've done a lot of research and we've found out that the gentle head, well, it's gentle, right? That's why we created it. Hit the mark. So we did a study with a third party, and we said, well, what happens if we have individuals who have sensitive skin, right, clinically sensitive skin, and they use the normal head with the normal combination? And what happens if we've got sensitive skin individuals who use the normal head with the sensitive activating cleanser? Like, is there a difference there? And what we found out is that there is a difference, okay? Some individuals with sensitive skin will do okay using the normal head and the sensitive activating cleanser. That's going to work for them. But there are individuals with sensitive skin that does not work for, that still causes them some irritation. And so the gentle head still had a purpose and a place within the system. It's not just marketing. It's not just, well, let's give them 3 options and see where they go. We actually identified that there are individuals who will have the most pleasing time or the best skin results when they use that gentle